Okay, hopefully this goes correctly. So, hi you guys. It's been such a long time. It's really nice to meet you all. If you guys don't know who I am, my name is Aaliyah. I am 23 years old and I am from Nevada. And it's just now finally getting cold here, first of all, because it was hot and then it was breezy. Now it's getting to the point where it's like, okay, you actually need a jacket. But that's not the reason why I'm making this video today. Sorry if I'm looking over like here in this area. That's where like I can see myself. So I apologize if it is inconvenient to some of you guys. And then yet again, I don't really apologize because it's just what I'm doing and that's how I feel like doing it. So, I came to really make this video to talk about a few different things that was mentioned on the on my Instagram, and a few people, and I'm sorry you guys, I have pimple cream right here, so please don't come at me. It's in the morning also too, so I'm trying to make this video now while I still remember this, and you'll understand what I mean soon. So earlier this year, I had the vertical gastric sleeve done here in Nevada, and I had that done on March 27th at 8 a.m. because it was supposed to be 7, but it turned out to be 8 a.m. because we were waiting on the anesthesiologist. So that happened, and that was just a whole hellhole. So before my surgery, I had to go on a liquid diet for 2 weeks. They told me it wasn't necessary, but I was like, I've seen way too many YouTube videos to not do this liquid diet because I'm scared. And I was like, I'm scared if I'm still eating meat and I go to surgery and I come out of surgery and you give me liquids, I'm not gonna be so okay with it as I would be knowing sorry, I drew a blank. Knowing that I would come out of surgery and need to have liquids, and I probably wouldn't be okay with having those liquids. I probably would have had a meltdown. So thank God that I listened to my gut and just did it anyways. So I pretty much just had like soups and shakes and drinking a lot of water, finding new ways to make myself feel full and still satisfied at the same time. I had popsicles, sugar-free popsicles, fudge pops, sugar-free, all types of things that would basically just be liquids and that I would gonna be eating afterwards as well. So I'm already getting used to it. So I started off my weigh-in with the doctor when they gave me my surgery date, 331 pounds. And I couldn't believe it because I was like, whoa, like I was not expecting this. So the surgeon told me, he said, hey, if you could lose a little more weight before surgery, he said it would help out even more. And I told him, like, okay, I can do that. Like, that's perfectly fine. I'm doing the liquid diet, so I'm pretty sure I'm going to lose some weight. So those 2 weeks passed, and then I went in and I weighed 220. So I lost 11 pounds in 2 weeks. And that was just the liquid diet. And I was like, well, shit, I could have just did this liquid diet the whole time. But I know in reality that I needed this tool to help me get better and feel healthier. And sorry, you guys, it's like out of focus. Okay, I don't really know what happened. It was just like out of focus and wouldn't come back together. So, and I also have a list that's like right here. So to remind me and to stay me on track because I keep getting like out of it. So, after I had the surgery, I was in there for 3 days, I believe. 3 days because, And like I said again, you guys, I'm sorry, I have no makeup on, no eyebrows on, nothing. So I'm coming at you guys pretty raw because I want you guys to see everything and to kind of understand why I needed to take a break from YouTube. Even though I only made 2 videos, this was like right when I was trying to make videos back to back to back to back to back to you guys, because if you guys are on my Instagram, you guys would know, like, I posted like twice I was gonna make a video, and I didn't make the videos because I was going through quite a lot at the time, dealing with myself, family, friends, my partner, everything. So a week passed and I stayed at my boyfriend's house, and because he said, he wanted to take care of me for that week, which was really nice because I didn't have anyone else who was going to try to help me that week. So a week went by, and then I was like, okay, I'm fine to go home. Like, I'm cool, baby. I'm going to go home now. So I went home. I wasn't cool. I couldn't eat. Every time I ate something, it was coming back up, to the point now I was in critical pain, to the point I couldn't sit a certain type of way because it felt like my incision actually was ripping open. And every time I checked, there was no bleeding because they put like a little seal on it and they stapled it. So I was like, I'm fine. They sewed it back up. I'm fine. It turned into pain, like really bad pain, to the point where I was like throwing up, swollen, dehydrated, because I couldn't keep anything down. So I was calling the doctor back to back to back to back, telling them like, hey, I'm in pain. I'm taking these pills and the pills don't even work. I've never had it work. Norco or, those 800 ibuprofens don't do the trick, because those are just as fine. Like, I could take a Tylenol and be fine. I don't even take those kind of pills cramping, like on your menstrual, nothing. So I knew something was wrong, and it was to the point where I was crying in bed. I went to a job interview. My sister took me, and then it was me. It turned into a hassle because I was just like, I just had this surgery. I was not expecting to go back to the hospital and most likely have to stay there. So once that happened, this just went from bad to worse. My sister took me to the hospital, and she was with my niece at the time. And I didn't want her staying in the hospital in the emergency room. I told her to go home. I said, just leave me here. Because I didn't want my niece getting sick from somebody else who was in the emergency room. I was like, she's still a baby. She don't need to be here. So that happened. Then I was pissed because when they were checking me out, I was like, my stomach, it's around my stomach area. It hurt. Like, it's the sharpest pain I ever felt in my life. And a nurse came and literally just started pushing on the incisions. And I was like, I just told you I just had surgery. Do not press on my incisions. I was like, I'm scared my incisions are actually opening, like inside and ripping on the out. She's just steady pushing on it, and I'm crying and screaming, and I'm like, don't touch me no more. Like, now I'm like to the point where I'm like, don't touch me, because you see I'm in pain and yet you're still touching it. So they pushed me to the back, and they pushed me into some other room where it was like more and more people there. And my boyfriend got there. He right around the time he was getting off work is when I arrived there, so he just came to me instead. And they couldn't give me anything. They were giving me shots. They were checking my nostrils. They did that one thing where they push that thing up your nose, and basically like it's if it touches your brain. And that bitch hurt. And then like I was just going back to pain. Then they gave me a medicine. The medicine made me have an allergic reaction, and my body started to burn and started to itch. and like it felt to the point like my head was on fire. It was extruding. It was so much pain to the point. I don't know if anywhere of you guys have ever had this before. Some men, if you guys get kicked down there, you guys know what I'm talking about. That pain to the point where you're like, I'm about to throw up. This pain is so painful, I'm gonna throw up. So I was on the edge of throwing up, and then they were like, oh, just eat some ice chips. It should calm you down, or we'll give you a pill for nausea. They actually just gave me something in my arm for nausea in the IV. This still went bad to worse. They gave me this liquid, this nasty ass liquid to drink. So, and it's basically what people drink after the gastric sleeve surgery, except they didn't do that for me. They didn't check to see if it was fine. So I drank it, and they wanted to test to see how far it was going to go, or if it was leaking, because they didn't know if my incision, where my stomach had the surgery, was actually leaking, and it wasn't. Then I went back. I was waiting for the results, and I waited like hours. So mind you, I got in that place around 1. Around the time that they start doing the testing where they check to see if there was leaking was about 7 p.m. So I was in there for quite a long time. And I was having constant pain. Then they came back and told me I had bacteria in my blood. And I told them, like, how? Because I literally just got out of surgery with you guys. So it had to have come from you guys, because how would it have came from me? I'm fine before I check in. You guys did all this testing on me before I had surgery. And then now, you guys are telling me I have bacteria in my blood. Then they tell me I have a UTI. But I was like, I don't have a UTI. I said, it might look like my urine is dark. I said, because I'm not able to drink anything. I was checking my cheek. I'm not able to drink anything. Like, I can't keep anything down. I'm trying to drink water. I can't, because it won't stay down. I said, that's why my urine is dark. And I said, I know what a UTI feels like. That thing hurts. So, anywho, it was just bad. And then I think a nurse or something came in. He said, you're going to be admitted here. And I was like, but for what? Like, what's going on? You guys aren't talking to me. You guys aren't telling me. You can't just, like, say I'm going to admit you and not tell you why. Like, you can admit me and be like, hey, we're admitting you because your arm broke. Hey, we're admitting you because you have a tumor. Hey, we're admitting you because we found this. We found that. Something. They weren't telling me shit. They were just telling me I had bacteria in my blood. I was like, this is insane. Like, this is seriously insane, because I'm like, I wasn't planning for this. I didn't know this was going to be happening. All I know is I was going to be happy and start exercising and be healthy and feel fine, and none of that happened. So I was like screaming pain. My mom finally made it up there later on. I was in excruciating pain. I was in so much pain, to the point where I was like grabbing onto the rails, Bloody Mary, yelling. I was constantly crying, to the point I had a headache. My eyes were red. I was tired. Then it was like 9-10 p.m. They were like, oh, okay, so your stomach and your pancreas are swollen, and we need to keep you here overnight because we need to do multiple testings on you, and we have to get this infection out of you. I was like, where could this infection came from? It had to have come from you guys. I had the surgery here. I went back to the hospital. I had the surgery at. So I was like, this had to have come here. This had to have come here, because where else would it have came from? Where else would it have came from? Because I'm like, I'm fine before I step in this place, and now when I step in this place, something's wrong. That's not okay. So they admitted me into the room around 1 or 2 p.m. because they didn't have a room ready for me. My mom stayed with me for the night, and that was pretty much it. And it was just a hassle. I didn't want my parents to have to deal with me. And there it goes again. It's trying to not focus. There it goes. But like I was saying, I didn't want my parents to have to deal with me, really. I didn't want my parents to feel like, wow, I got to go take care of her again, you know, because my mom stayed with me for the VSG, but she didn't have to. That part, she didn't have to stay with me. What I really want my mom to do was stay with me during the pain, because for the VSG, I didn't really have pain. I was fine. I was picking up my little pole with the IV, walking around as many times as they told me to, going to the bathroom, drinking what I need to drink, and calling it a day. But with this other thing, it was to the point where I was just like, this is the worst pain ever. And nothing I was taking was working. It was to the point they gave me a Percocet. That wasn't working. And then they were like, what are we going to give this girl? Because this is hard. And then during that time is when I started getting bruised, because these doctors and nurses were not paying attention to me anymore. So from my arm right here where they draw the blood, I had a humongous bruise because they poked me 3 times there. And then also here, you can see there's still an indent. I don't have any here. Oh no, they didn't try to get me here. They tried to get me on the outside right here. And they also drew my blood here. See, I have a mark right there. Right there. That's one of the marks. And that's because each time they had to change the IV out of me because they weren't coming in to change the IV. And I would call the nurses and they would not come change my IV. It was to the point where each time they were changing my IV, the IV was withdrawing blood from me. And it was just too much to handle. It really was. It was starting to get like, I hate this fucking surgery. Like, I wish I never did this. I wish I never did this. It was a nightmare. So after that, they basically came to the conclusion that I was fine, and I didn't have a UTI. And I was like, why do I have to stay here for an antibiotic? Like, y'all usually just prescribe us an antibiotic and let me go home. Because if that's all you guys are going to do, you guys are just trying to charge me up the butt of a medical bill. Keep me here. You have no reason to keep me here no more because you obviously don't care. And then I was upset because they were doing constant blood draws on me. 3 hours every day, every 3 hours. They were doing a blood draw on me to check to see if the bacteria was still in my blood. But they would never tell me the results. And for multiple times, they were supposed to come in, tell me the results. The doctor was supposed to come see me. Then the doctor wasn't there. And I was like, so it was to the point where I was like, okay, something needs, my air just turned on. I'm sorry, you guys. It was to the point I was like, something needs to be done. So who did I call? Sorry, guys. I'm trying to fix this real quick. Who did I call? I called my dad. Because I was like, when it comes down to his kids and being in hospitals, he's not with that. Like, so I called my dad and was like, Dad, I don't know what's going on no more because nothing is getting easier and they won't tell me what's going on with me. So he came up there, and ever since then my dad was up there like every day. My dad literally was just like, me and him, I think after that became super close because, you know, nobody else was coming up there except my boyfriend afterwards and my dad. The only people. And my dad would just come spend time with me like an hour. He'd come spend time with me like for an hour and a half. And we would watch like Family Feud together or Jeopardy and then go about our business. And I would usually just go back to sleep because I was on all these pills to the point I was sleepy because they had to constantly give me something. I'm all trying to fix my hair. There's nothing I can do. It's just how it is. They had to give me just painkillers really to put me to sleep afterwards because nothing was working. So after that, they told me I was clear to go. They could give me these antibiotics, and the antibiotics gave me diarrhea. So I was like, I'm not taking these. So I went to my primary and got regular antibiotics, and they worked just fine. Crazy. So after that, I my depression got worse. So if you guys have seen my other videos, you guys know I have depression, and I have a medication I take for it. But I did just move, so I don't know if you guys noticed because of the background. Focusing. The background's different. I recently moved, so I have to find a new therapist and a new psychiatrist, of course, to start going there, in the new primary, and also a new OB. So, it just got bad to the point I was like not really trying to eat. I was losing weight rapidly. But the surgery place, I did not go back there. You know how you have like, if anybody who's had surgery or, the gastric sleeve, you guys know you're supposed to go back to your surgeon so they can check out your incisions and stuff like that. I refused to because they did not care that I was in that hospital. They did not care because, like, I was calling them multiple times telling them, hey, these painkillers do not work. And they were like, do not take the painkillers unless you're in pain. And I was like, obviously I'm in pain. I'm back in the hospital, but they did not care at all that I was in pain or anything. They did not care at all. They did not care. And that's probably what hurt my feelings the most, is that they did not care about how I felt or how I just was in general. So I was like, okay, well, I'm just gonna go ahead and go to my primary doctor and have my primary doctor tell me I'm good. I'm good. So he was like, you're fine, your incisions look great, and keep up the good work. I was like, okay, cool. That's exactly what the hell I'm gonna do. So fast forward in July, I found out I was pregnant. I went on a trip to Arizona. This is crazy. I went on a trip to Arizona and I didn't realize that I wasn't me. I just felt off. I felt extremely off. I was off, yeah, because in June, it was in June. I found out I was pregnant in July. It was in June I went to Arizona, and I just felt off. I was tired. I was more tired than usual because it was a surprise anniversary, and he surprised us and we went to the Grand Canyon, and then we just stayed there for I think like 3 days. We went to the Grand Canyon, then we ended up in Arizona to go to the Phoenix Zoo. I came back home pregnant. And now this is what somebody had a question about, was how was it being pregnant with DID and depression and, everything else. It was hard. I'm gonna let you guys know it was hard. It was hard at first because I didn't know how to deal with it. And I didn't know who to go to. I was just excited about being pregnant, period. That's really what I was excited about, was just in general being pregnant. And then over time, things started getting a little rash because I was having a little pain. And you guys could see I was getting loose now. I was having some pain. Excuse me. And it was complications. I went to my OB to get a checkup, and this around the time I was like 2 months. Went to get a checkup, and where they draw your blood, blah blah blah. And she told me that she couldn't find the baby, and I was like, "What do you mean you can't find the baby? Like, I'm pregnant. What do you mean you can't find a baby in me?" So she was like, "Go to the high-risk pregnancy place, and they should be able to do a better ultrasound, better quality, and they'll get the heartbeat." I was like, cool. When do I get to do that? And the high-risk place was not trying to get me in there right away. They were not trying to get me in there right away. They were trying to push me off for like a week. And my doctor was like, no, she's coming in like later today or tomorrow. Like, she's not waiting a week. So my doctor, which is why I love that OB, because she rushed me in that place. She was just like, no, you're going to find a space in your schedule and fit her in there. And they did. They did. So I went in there with the best intentions that I was going to get I was going to get an ultrasound of my baby. I was going to record the heartbeat. I was so excited because I was just like, oh, we're so close. We're so close. I was like counting down the days until we find out the gender. Because I was like, we were all making a bet and we're going to have a gender reveal party. That's what I wanted. What I wanted so bad. And then it got bad when I went to the high risk. I was in there. I remember like it was yesterday. I'm trying not to cry. And I seen my little peanut. I seen my peanut. And she just kept saying sorry. She's like, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. And I was like, what is this lady saying sorry for? Like, what's going on with my baby? Where's the heartbeat? Like, let's go. Let's get it. I was like, I'm ready to record this. I'm so excited. And I wasn't understanding what this lady was saying sorry for. She said, let me go get the other doctor real quick to see if the doctor can find the heartbeat. As soon as that doctor came in, I knew it upon her face that there was nothing there. So yeah, there was nothing there. My baby was gone. I didn't even know how to. I've never felt this kind of heartbreak before. I've been cheated on before. I've been through hell before, and I've never felt that heartbreak. First person I called was my mom. I called my mom. I was crying. My mom was like, where are you? I'm coming to you. Then I called Justin, but my partner, Justin. I was just like, our baby's gone. And I could hear it in his voice, like he was like stuttering, what? And I was like, yeah. I was like, I lost our baby. It was extremely hard, because right then it felt like a shock went through my head. I don't know how to explain it. I do not know how to explain it. It literally felt like a shocking. And after that, I was scheduled to have the suction DNC surgery. And that was on it was in August 27th, not 27th, 22nd. I never felt like a part of me was really gone until then. I've never felt like that. It was like a real, true heartbreak. And from there, the suicidal thoughts and the depression, the anxiety, everything went skyrocketing. And I became addicted to just trying to get the emotion everything away. So I was smoking way more. I started drinking. I was on the verge of just dying because I was trying to kill myself constantly. I was. It turned out just really bad, and for the procedure, they did keep me for a week because the doctor knew I was going to kill myself. She knew I had a plan, so she kept me there, and I had to stay in the hospital with not being able to contact anyone, really. I can only have I can have a visitor an hour a day. But I think it was only 2 visitors max. So my mom came. And Justin came, of course. And it was pretty bad. It was really bad, actually. So when I left the hospital, more and more suicidal thoughts, the depression. I was like, I don't want kids. I don't want this life. I was just like pleading to God to take it away. I was like, I can't deal with this. I can't do this. I cannot do this. And my partner and I made it through. Around that time, a family member of mine passed away. It was another knock on the door and pain through the heart. So this year has been quite hellish. This year has been a hell of a ride. A hell of a ride. But I'm making it. I am making it. But I wanted to make this video to let anybody else know who is going through this, whether it just be anxiety, depression with pregnancy, or just in general, that you will make it. You will make it. It is hard. It is really hard. Especially hard for others who don't understand what it's like. Because they don't understand what it's like to lose a baby, lose a family member, and go through more than one emotion at the same time. And try to remember it. Because I don't remember a lot of stuff. My memory is not the greatest. It's not. So, yeah. Keeps going out of focus. Come on, phone. There it goes. So yeah, I am really glad that I got all this off my chest. I can't wait to make more videos. So me and my partner, which I'm hoping he'll do the next video with me. Me and my partner are actually, we're trying to figure everything out step by step, and hopefully we'll make it through. But I know with my supporters, everybody who has subscribed to me, I thank you so much, because it means a lot to me that I can share these things with you guys. I could share my experiences and how I feel with you guys. And I like everything to look raw and uncut, because that's just who I am. I don't want to put out a fake and phony side, and it's not me. I am who I am, and this is just how I am. I love you guys. Thank you so much for being there for me, understanding how I feel, and never feeling like I'm judged. So I'm really happy about that. So like I said, you guys know that I started off with my surgery weight, which was 220. Sorry, which was 221, 220. And 221, 220. I'm sorry, you guys. I meant 330, 321, or 320. Right now, I am up to, I don't even know what that was, but you guys ever feel like something crawling on you and you look at nothing's there? That's what just happened. But right now, I am going to be, you guys can see that right there, right? That's loose skin. I'm going to do a before and after video, but I kind of want that to be on a VSG channel, but I think I'm just going to combine these two, because I'm going to be making I want to make a game channel to try out mobile games, but that's neither here or there right now. But for this channel, it's going to be turning into a channel with me and my partner, of course. And we're going to be basically just talking about how we get through things, and if you guys have questions at all, or even if you guys just want to do live together, because I thought about doing live for a while. So yeah, so I'm really glad that I got to share this, got this off my chest, and got to talk to you guys again. I love you all truly, and I need some glasses on. Yeah, much better. I love you guys so much, and thank you guys so much for supporting me and being so kind to me, even though you don't have to be and you choose to be. That's what means the most to me, is that you guys don't have to be nice to me, but you guys will. And it's just who you guys are, and you guys wouldn't want to be judged either. So I love you, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Bye.